Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We have new information on a story we've been following out of West Fargo, where a teacher resigned after being accused of acting inappropriately with students. The state board that licenses teachers in North Dakota says it's looking into the West Fargo teacher who resigned, accused of misconduct. We first heard about Elizabeth Doster, a Cheyenne High School teacher, when someone called our whistleblower hotline, accusing her of engaging in oral sex and getting drunk with students. She resigned after the district confronted her about the allegations and also found beer in her classroom. However, this isn't the first time a West Fargo teacher has been in the spotlight for misconduct recently. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson investigates.
She came with a glowing recommendation to West Fargo schools. 40-year-old Elizabeth Doster got the job as a language arts teacher at Cheyenne High School. A couple years later, rumors started to circulate of her partying, having a relationship, and giving alcohol to students. Superintendent David Flowers tells me over the phone after they heard the allegations, they acted quickly and she resigned.
The school district did everything that we could do and as quickly as we could to ensure the safety of our children.
However, Doster isn't the first. Remember this special education teacher? She resigned in April after tweeting inappropriately about students. Or what about Aaron Knodel, whose charges were dismissed after a former student accused him of the two having a sexual relationship while she was still in school? And then there was Jim Jonas, who retired early after concerns about his behavior, like swearing at students, calling them names, and telling offensive jokes.
We're one of the largest employers in our community, and I would challenge you to find any organization that large that does not have an occasional issue, and I think that our screening process is excellent.
The district has thousands of employees, and the superintendent says a few problems are bound to happen. However, multiple studies across the nation suggest there's an increase in teachers acting inappropriately with students.
There's some validity to the idea that our staff members need support in understanding where appropriate boundaries are between staff and students. Social media has certainly complicated that.
The district adopted a new policy last year, spelling out those boundaries, and are taking a look at a new national code of ethics for teachers that Flowers believes was written due to an increase of teacher misconduct. In West Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
The state's attorney's office tells us they are not pressing charges recommended by the police department. Police say they believed the teacher was giving alcohol to underage students, but a prosecutor tells us they cannot prove it. We reached out to Elizabeth Doster again today and have not heard back. LuLaRoe retailers wanting to cancel their business will no longer get a 100% reimbursement on returns, according to an online petition. We reported last month the popular multi-level marketing company was under fire from representatives claiming they were misled about the time and the risk involved in launching a LuLaRoe business and the amount of money they could make. Now, consultants for the retailer who decide to stop selling leggings and other fashion items will only be reimbursed 90% of the cost of a returned item. They'll also have to pay for shipping and must have returns in the original packaging they were received in. According to the company, it has more than 80,000 independent retailers who sell the merchandise in person and online across the U.S. The petition states that people who are in the current cancellation process will be 100% reimbursed. The company did not immediately comment on the issue. It was hazy and kind of gloomy today with some sprinkles here and there. So as you head out for your Friday night football game, should you pack the umbrella? Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson is here to let us know. Hutch?
Well, umbrella would be a wise idea because most of us will see measurable rainfall between now and midnight, and at least we don't need the shovel like our neighbors in western Montana. Here's a look at some thunderstorms moving through Lakes Country, now pushing north of Detroit Lakes and heading up into Clearwater County and Monoman County right now. Some thunder, lightning, and small hail possible from these. They're drifting to the north and east at about 40 miles per hour. Soggy showers northeast North Dakota through northwest Minnesota, and a line of thunder showers just pushing northeast through Northwestern Stutzman County, Carrington and New Rockford look for soggy conditions the next couple of hours. Fargo for now in a dry slot, and the forecast model shows that we could be there for a while. Maybe your football game gets complete, but by the 8 o'clock hour through midnight, a very solid chance of wet weather here. I'll have details on how much rain we're expecting and your weekend outlook here in a moment.
All right, thank you, Hutch. And make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so that you can keep up when storms pop up in your area. You'll get the latest forecasts and conditions and the ability to follow the radar live. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. A man serving life without parole for killing a West Fargo woman when he was 16 years old says he should be considered for a reduced sentence. Barry Garcia shot and killed Cheryl Tendelin in 1995 and is the only state inmate serving life for a crime committed as a juvenile. A Cass County judge in January rejected Garcia's argument that the sentence was unconstitutional. Now Garcia's lawyers are appealing to the state Supreme Court. Justices heard arguments in the case yesterday afternoon. It's Friday and time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Stephen Davies is wanted for counterfeiting more than $1,000, which is a felony. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him. North Dakota's Industrial Commission has approved a low-interest loan program for ranchers dealing with drought. The commission voted to allow the state-owned Bank of North Dakota to offer the loans to help ranchers rebuild breeding stock and to pay for feed to sustain herd levels. Officials say North Dakota cattle ranchers have sold off about 100,000 animals in recent months due to the drought. The bank president says he expects the loans to total about $25 million. The latest U.S. Drought Monitor map shows 66% of North Dakota in some stage of drought. If you didn't get drawn for a deer hunting license in North Dakota, you've got another shot. More than 970 antlerless white-tailed deer gun licenses are still available after the North Dakota Game and Fish Department completed its second lottery drawing. The licenses will be issued on a first-come, first-served basis beginning at 8 in the morning on September 27th. These licenses are only available online and only to people who haven't already received a lottery or landowner license. Residents and non-residents are eligible to apply. Still ahead on Valley News Live at 6, a life-saving donation that allowed two twins to be kids again. But first, people in Jamestown are on alert after a scammer comes to town.